What's going on, y'all? This your boy KC for L. Wrestling takes back again. Latest review. Today's review for AEW Dynamite, the fallout of All Out. A new season of Dynamite, if that's what you want to call it. Because we are in a new era. New players are here. AEW is trying to do something different. First and foremost, I want to take the time to salute Tony Khan for signing my man Lee. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Moridity. We've been crying about us being added more, showcasing more. We was heavily showcased on this episode, which I'm very happy about. I'll talk about that when I get opportunity. But how did I feel about this? I said that in my video, I said that today's episode had the potential of being one of the greatest episodes of Dynamite. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a good show. It was a very good show, but there's some things on this show I was not feeling. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I said, I told you I try to keep it real. I don't want to shield for AEW as much as I love AEW and everything what they doing, but I want to tell you the bold-faced truth. Everything that I seen, everything from the beginning match to everything at the very end. So something that I really didn't like. They hyped this match up from the pay-per-view. Dustin Rhodes versus Malachi Black. I feel like this shouldn't have opened the show. This is just my personal opinion. How was the match? This was Malachi Black's first actual wrestling match. Every other match he had was pretty much a dominance match. He dominated Cody, he dominated Arn, he dominated his son Brock, and he dominated my boy Lee Johnson. Dustin Rhodes was actually the matchup that Malachi Black needed to showcase what he can bring to the table. The match itself was a okay match. I was expecting the both of them to go a little bit harder than what they did. I personally was. I thought Dustin and Malachi was gonna go. Now they went hard because they both busted each other open, especially Dustin. I mean, Dustin was dang near bleeding from the mouth. I don't know what Malachi Black was bleeding from, but he was bleeding too. These cats, they pretty much they beat the brakes off each other. I mean, it's absolutely what you need in a match with these two caliber cats. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like the pacing of this match felt like it could have went maybe somewhere in the middle of the car. But Tony Khan felt the need to open the show up with this matchup. Dustin Rhodes tried everything in his power, and Malachi Black, he had to work for this one. He literally had to work for this one. He tried everything. He literally even went under the ring and got Cody Rhodes' boot that he took off to pretty much tell him whack me with it and all this stuff. And Dustin Rhodes looked at him, bleeding from the mouth. He got up like he was finna do something. He black masked him, or my bad, he sin eatered him. Match over. So everybody from the Rhodes family is destroyed. Later on, they're gonna announce the matchup that's supposed to take place. I'm gonna talk about why I didn't really like the fact that they announced it without the man coming back and challenging him for it. But I'll get to that. Like I said, it was an okay match. I don't think I would have opened the show with this. I would have probably opened up the show with either Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole in them, or CM Punk, which is the very next segment. And so yeah, we got back. We got a video package from the Lucha Bros celebrating a new AEW tag team victory that they won. They won the AEW tag team champions. Ray Phoenix was excited. He said, "This is the best. We didn't fight. We did everything we could to get these titles, and I'm excited." The Pentagon Jr. started speaking in Spanish. Alex had interpreted for him. He said, "Pentagon says we bled, we cried, we shed everything, we left everything in that match, and now nobody's gonna take these titles from us because we are now the new AEW tag team champs, the best tag team on the planet," something like that. It was a great vignette, right to the point, letting you know that these cats I'm pretty sure they was out somewhere celebrating. So the fact that they gave them the night off, which was perfect. Let them get the video package in. Perfect. I like that. That was an excellent segment. We come back. We got a video package with Miro and Eddie Kingston, the fallout of their match. Eddie Kingston called Miro out and said, when we walked in there, we walked in as two men ready to battle it out. But you resulted in giving me a low blow. And then Miro rebuts and says, hey, he had the ice in his balls, and the day after that was, well, he's going to offer Eddie broken bones, and his bride and his soul is on God or something like that. And then Eddie clapped back, and he said, well, he said, let's talk about the Lord. He said, God reigns over all, the just and the unjust. I said, well, yep, it sure is. That's true. That's biblical like a mug. So they definitely reading their Bible. That's all I got to say. Excellent video. So back-to-back video vignettes. Perfect. That is perfect to get. So obviously the feud ain't nowhere near over. If we get this matchup again, I don't know who goes over. I really don't. I'm sitting up and saying to myself, who goes over? I don't know. I don't know, man, because you know CJ is coming. CJ Perry is coming. So what do you do? Do you have Eddie win in the New York show if that's where they could plan on booking the rematch? Or does Miro continue on this long title reign before somebody else comes through and beats him? I'm stunned right now. You know, I really am. So we just got to look forward to it. Now, this segment right here, I'm going to tell you right now, I think we should have opened the show with this segment. We should have opened the show with CM Punk coming out, greeting the fans, and then we go from there. So, CM Punk comes out, crowd singers, you know, cult of personality. They popped, they went crazy. He got in the ring and he started talking with everybody, and everybody said, "You still got it." He thanked them, and so he started winning. He said, "Well, CM Punk is here, and I'm telling you, I really don't know what's next." He started name dropping everybody. He said, "I mean, should I go against the hometown boy Moxley, Adam Cole? I mean, we got Ruby." So he just started name dropping everybody. So Taz is on commentary, and he just hopped on the mic, uninterrupted the man like it was nobody's business. He said, "Wait, hold up. He said, I'm glad you're here, but I'm tired of this little something." Let me see. He said, what he said? He said, "I'm getting right to it." Hold on. Wait, hold on. They don't really got to post it because it's like they just mumble jumping. This is basically what he said. He said, "I'm tired of you with this little some song with you running around here thinking you all that in a bag of chips and all this little happy-go-lucky nonsense. I'm tired of it." He said, "Look, you think you all that in a bag of chips. How about you go against since you name dropped." He said, "Don't you ever name drop any of the members on my team on Team Taz." CM Punk said, "Wait, first and foremost," he said, "I don't mind you talking, but don't you dare ever interrupt me ever again." The crowd pop. And so he said, "When did I name drop Cash from your team?" "I never did that." He said, "Yes, you did. You name dropped everybody, especially Will Hobbs in the interview." He said, "When did I ever do that?" He said, "Okay, then give me Ricky Starks." Crowd pop. He said, "Look, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind wrestling your son. Give me your son." Look. And then that's when both Hook and Will Hobbs walked out. And they kept putting the camera on it because obviously that was the next match that was coming up, which was Will Hobbs versus Dante Martin, which I talked about earlier. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But he name dropped and he said, "Look, okay." He said, I go against everybody. I go against Will Hobbs." And as soon as he said Will Hobbs, they focused in on him and everything. He kind of grinned. Let me tell y'all something. This is preparation for the future. What took place right there, I know a lot of people thought it was awkward. What took place right there is preparation that we know that Will Hobbs will be a future AEW World Heavyweight Champion when the time comes. The fact that CM Punk, that Will Hobbs was in a segment with CM Punk, that just goes to show you that they really are doing whatever they can to get these new cats over, especially the cats that look like me. And I can't be more proud of that. So after they went back to commercial. We got, let's see, hold on, because like I said, it was so much stuff going on. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So oh yeah, CM Punk actually also too. He actually thanked Brian Pillman Jr.'s auntie Linda being ringside, which was also his sister was sitting right there too. And you know, it's something because I didn't know that Brian Pillman's family is from Cincinnati. So you can also say this is why later on I'm gonna talk about Brian Pillman Jr. potentially being in the feud with MJF, which for me is almost a segment of the night. And a lot of fans are not feeling the promo from MJF, and I'll talk about that because I'm jumping the gun right now. So before we got to the match with Dante and Powerhouse Hobbs, we got a little another vignette. Ortiz and Santana cutting a promo talking about how after they feud with FTR got through, we proved that we are the best tag team in the world and that we're going through everybody in the locker room and we coming for everybody. Everybody know exactly who we about. And then that's when Ortiz is like, we the best, the best, the best. I'm like, okay. So obviously they just gonna keep them feuding with whoever they want until they potentially get into the #1 contendership spot, and then we get the Lucha Bros versus Santana and Ortiz, but we're not there yet. So then we got Tony Schiavone in the back interviewing Ruby Soho about her debut, and she says that she didn't want anybody to think that she got lucky on Sunday. And as soon as she said that, here comes Dr. Britt Baker talking some bull jive. Talk about look who we have here. This Miss thinks she's all that in the bag of chips and thinks she automatically gets the title shot. No, Then she said, wait, first and foremost, listen, uh, let's go. Yeah, me and you, we got a little relationship or whatever. I'm the reason why you're in the business in the first place. So why don't you just keep that title warm for me? Because you do know I'm gonna, when I get the opportunity to face you, I'm taking that title off of you. And then Dr. Britt Baker said, wait, slow your roll, slow your roll. Let's first and foremost, let's start back and remember, you've been chilling and catering for the last 4 years. So when she said that, the whole crowd, everybody went nuts. I said she told the truth. She told the truth because when she was in the E, that's all she was there. She was in catering. She said, I'm gonna beat the brakes off you. So so you can talk all the foolishness all you want. You ain't gonna do nothing. And then her and her team walked up and she said, you better get ready for tonight because you're going against Hater and Hater's gonna kick your butt. Listen, Britt Baker, I'm telling y'all right now, man. Britt Baker, do you listen? This is what a whole lot of the cats that look like me was talking about with Britt Baker. Didn't nobody know who the heck she was. But the fact that AEW kept pushing her and allowing her to get better at talking, allowing her to get better in the ring, and now look, she over like a mother. It's not even that hard. It's not. Which brings me to this matchup right here. A lot of people said that this match was great. The spot that a lot of people was crying about was, I think Dante did some kind of kick or something. When he came down, they said they kind of think that Will Hobbs may have got concussed. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the spot or whatever it was. But man, I'm so grateful that Tony Khan put this on Dynamite. This was a great big man versus little man match. I know my boy Jeff said that he don't really like the 50-50 stuff. He would prefer Hobbs just being dominated throughout the entire match. But you do know that Dante Martin is getting over like crazy. And yes, I know he's doing a lot of the spot monkey stuff that he don't like. But the name of the game is our people. We just wanted to see this. That's why everybody kept hashtagging black wrestling draws. That's what everybody kept putting out there. And I was very proud watching this match because I was cheering for both of them. I didn't really give a crap about the heel versus babyface dynamic. I was just excited to see this matchup, and I believe both of these brothers, they delivered. Both of them. I loved it. Will Hobbs has a crazy power slam. I'm telling you, this matchup just showed me that if AEW wants to get behind the black talent, they can get behind the black talent. Until my man Darius gets there, I think you got a potential AEW TNT champion on your hand with this young man named Dante Martin. And we already know, I can keep saying it till I'm blue in the face, Powerhouse Hobbs will be AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I'm telling you right now, it's going to manifest. When it manifests, you done heard it here from me first, and I will be celebrating to the moon. I'm telling you right now, this was great. I loved it. Great big man versus little man match. Will Hobbs gets them with the power slam that he did. 1, 2, 3, and the crowd was into it because the crowd was cheering for Dante and they was booing Hobbs. And Hobbs was talking, after when he was a part of the segment, CM Punk, he said, yes, right. He said, what's CM Punk gonna do to me? Absolutely nothing. And I loved it. I said, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Excellent, man. Black wrestling draws. If you give us an opportunity, we can do it. And I hope everybody in the mama that still kind of caused the pause that look like me saw this matchup and said, you know what? AEW is doing something right, especially with the new signing of my man Lee Mariority. Man, I'm so proud of that young man. After I seen that matchup with him and Joey Janela on Dark, that was my first time seeing him last night. I'm proud that AEW signed that young man. He's another potential TNT champion that they could push if they want to in the future. I'm telling you, that young man is great. So, like I said, overall, very good match. Very good match. So right after the match, we got Mr. UFC MMA himself. Dan Lambert started yelling from the balcony. He got all ego Page and my man Scorpion Sky with him, and he started ranting and said he can't wait. He said he wanted to congratulate everybody, all the 5 foot 100 plus pound wrestlers in the back that's going to do absolutely nothing. I mean, just trolling, being disrespectful. And I know a lot of people really weren't feeling this, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. That is his job. 5'9" dorks. That's what he called them. he just went in and just trolling. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He said that's why my boys Scorpion Scotty all Ethan Page are gonna run through the locker room and beat the brakes off of everybody. And then he said, I'm so tired of hearing these fans sing a terrible song that they don't know the lyrics to. That was a shot directed at Chris Jericho's Fonzie Judas song. That's all that was about. But that was it. Decent segment. A lot of people was kind of hating on it, but I thought it was decent. Next, we're still continuing this feud with Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy. This feud should have been over with. I don't know why it's still continuing. They're going to try to milk this again. This is something that I really have. I've seen it once. I've seen it twice. I've seen it 50,000 times. I'm be honest with you. I really don't want to see this no more. Matt Hardy said he wants to cut Orange Cassidy's hair off. Cassidy shrugs his shoulders and he says, whatever. I'm like, so we got a haircut match coming up between these two. They trying hard to make this interesting. I'm like, I'm over. I like OC, I like Mac, but I'm over this feud. I'm really not feeling this at all. I'm not, you know. We come back. This segment right here ticked off the entire, well, not everybody. Most of the people that got ticked off is the people that favor WWE a little bit more. I didn't really see too many AEW heads crying about it, but I've seen a whole lot of people that favors WWE over AEW. MJF, he came out there. Crowd said, "You tapped out. You tapped out." He told the crowd to shut the heck up. He said, "I'm in a place where it's a bunch of people who are nothing but mid. They absolutely had no, you know." He talked about how he beat Chris Jericho 3 times, and that match, the result was a complete fluke. All this stuff. He said he would have won, and all this stuff if it wasn't for the ref restarting the match, and all this stuff. So anyway, he started, just going in on the crowd. Then he looked at Aunt Linda, which is Brian Pillman's auntie, Brian Pillman Jr. And he started disrespecting her like it was nothing. I mean, just disrespect, disrespect, disrespect. I mean, disrespect. He said this. He said he'll knock her teeth down her throat, access the pregnant woman next to her for having a child with her own father. I mean, just disrespect. You talk about disrespect. And then she hops on the mic and says, talk about I'm Brian Pillman Senior's daughter or something like that. And he said, yeah. And he said, you basically called her ugly, whatever. That's when Brian Pillman Jr. came out and the crowd went nuts. They went crazy. Brian Pillman Jr. is over. That man is over. But let me tell you something. You can't go toe to toe with that man, even though he cut a decent promo. You can't go toe to toe with Mr. MJF. He called him, well, let me call you what you really are, Maxwell Jerkoff Freeman. Everybody, they was laughing at him. And then, see, like I said, I'm going to tell you about the line when he said, it's the line. Let me just go ahead and find it. Let me find the line. Because this is the line that a lot of people was crying about. I've seen so many people crying about this line, said that, yes, this might be TV-14, but you got to think about their children and all of this. I'm like, man, bro, I'm like, dog, is it? I don't know. I don't know, man. I get it, but you gotta remember, y'all. You know he's trying to get heel pop, and he got it all right. But y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know because you know what? It's the same thing with Max Castle. It's the same exact thing, and everybody was crying about that. So I guess MJF is canceling. He got to go to sensitivity class, I guess. He said this. Let's see. Let me see what his line he said. He said, I don't know if they got it. They put it up there. He said something. It was disrespect. It was something about him being aborted or something. So then, and Warlow was out there, and with Warlow being out there, MJF came at Warlow. He said, "Well, he said at least you could do something right instead of out there trying to help me win the match." And then when he looked at him like, "Wait, hold up, bro. I know you ain't trying to come at me, right?" So Warlow doing everything in his power to stand in front of between him and Pillman, and then he told him to go stand in the corner, and then that's when Pillman Jr. started beating the brakes off MJF, right? Then right after that, that's when even with Warlow standing over in the corner, Warlow jumped up and he started helping him out. Then that's when Griff Garrison came out to the rescue to try to help him, and then he gets knocked out, and so they end up running. You know how it is, like the coward heels they are. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm interested in this feud. I didn't see this feud coming. I didn't know that this feud was in the works, but I'm interested in this feud. I'm interested. Now I've seen some cats. You already know who. He said that if they would have spent more time getting Pillman Jr. over, he probably would have more interest in. I'm like, man, they just getting started, man. They just getting started. I'm like, let's see how this goes. So they cut a promo showing what Moxley gonna do to Minoru Suzuki. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish they would have gave us a little bit more understanding of who Minoru Suzuki is, because I don't really watch New Japan Wrestling like that, so I'm not familiar with the guy. So if it's a bunch of people who don't know who this Suzuki guy is, yes, we seen him at the pay-per-view, but y'all could have gave us a little promo of who this young man is. And when I say young man, I know he's older, but I mean, y'all could have gave us a promo of who this guy is, so we can be, oh, okay, you know. So anyway, next we got Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho. I was looking forward to this match. This is Ruby Soho's debut. Man, the picture and by picture is what I hate. I hate this. I hate this because I can't really see what's really going on because it's so doggone tiny. But from what I was able to make out, hard hitting match. Ruby Soho looked great. Jamie Hayter looked great. I said this in the tweet. I said that adding Ruby Soho was a great piece to the women's division, because I said that matchup was great with her and Hayter. I said that was excellent. Tony Khan did a great job by adding her, because this is gonna help the women's division drastically. They tore each other up. You had all of them out there trying to get involved. You knew they was gonna get involved, right? You should already know. But Ruby Soho ends up getting the victory. She does a scissor kick, 1, 2, 3. So right after the match, you had not Red. You had Britt, and you had Rebel, and you had Hayter jumping uh, Ruby, and she was finna curve stop her head into the title. Well, then Rio comes out. I ain't seen Rio since the Battle Royal. Rio comes out, the crowd pops, and she comes out. So now it's 2-on-3. Still not enough. Here come Chris Statlander with a chair, and I said to myself, I think we about to get a 3-on-3. And so that's the matchup that has been announced for Dynamite. It's going to be Ruby Soho, Riho, and Chris Statlander versus the DMD faction. That's what I'm gonna call them. Britt Baker, Rebel, aka Rebel, not Reba, and Jamie Hayter. I'm actually looking forward to this. And y'all know how much I hate 6-man matches. I don't like all that, but I'm actually looking forward to this because I want to see how everybody's clash. I want to see how they all clash. So very good segment. Very good segment. So then backstage, Brian. Oh yeah, we got another before the segment I'm about to talk about. We got another vignette. We're going to have one more time Brian Cage versus Ricky Starks. They really are trying their best to hype this matchup again. Um, it's okay, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's time to end this feud. But the promo was good. It was good, but I think it's time to end this feud. Really am. So maybe I don't know what this means. I don't know if the title's on the line. I don't know, but I think it's time to end this feud. I really do. So then, right before they match that was announced, you had the Dark Order's Evil Uno, John Silver, and Stu Grayson taking on the Pinnacles, Cash Wheeler, Dak Hartwood, and Sean Spears. We got a little vignette, or actually one vignette, it was a promo, and the Dark Order was talking about how they're not seeing eye to eye, and that we all got to be straight, we all got to be on the same page. Argue, but they started arguing, and that's when Anna Jay just ran up in front of the fellas and said, "Fellas, we're a team, we're a union. When y'all go out there, y'all got to be on the same page. None of this buffoonery has to continue on." She said, "I'm tired of it," and she walked off. So y'all, I hate I hate 3-on-3s. I hate the multi. I told you I can't stand multi-man matches. But when you got cats that are great in a multi-man match, man, there was so much stuff happening in this match. I was like, wow, and it was good. It was a very good match. At the end of the day, you already knew who was gonna win. Sean Spears gets the victory over John Silver, and right after that, John Silver he had enough, and he shoved, and it was all chaos. All hell broke loose. Excuse my French, but all hell broke loose, and everybody started beating the brakes off each other. The ladies came out there to try to calm down. Taya and Anna Jay, they came down, but the brawl continues. So the Dark Order is in chaos right now. They are planting seeds, folks. Seeds are being planted for you know who to come through. Seeds are being planted. That's all I'm gonna say. Seeds are being planted. Next, this video package showcased what took place in the women's battle royal, and multiple women's storylines are happening at one time, and that is what we want. That video package that took place, everybody said something. You heard Nyla Rose, you heard Jade, you heard what's my girl name? Thunder Rosa talking about how she was disappointed. The fact that she was this close to becoming #1 contender, but she said she will get back into that position. She will get back into that position, and she will go after get that title. Jade, she said this: "I ain't trusting none of these female dogs." She just said that's what she said. I ain't trusting none of them, and I don't blame her. I don't blame Jade. I don't blame her because, like I said, at the end of the day, you got to go for yourself. You trying to be great. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I hate to steal a quote from one of my guys I follow on Twitter, but he said this. He said, "The day Jade gets this wrestling stuff down pat, you better get the heck out of the way. You better get the heck out the freaking way. It's not even a game no more. It is not a game. It ain't a game. Jade get this wrestling stuff down pat, which we're gonna have a huge opportunity because I'm gonna talk about the matchups that's supposed to take place on Rampage and next week on Dynamite. But this is an awesome video package. I loved it because this is what we want. We want the women to be top tier, just like the fellas. That is what we want. We don't want the fellas to be great and the women to be trash. No, we want the women to be just as great as the fellas, and that's what I like. You know, Then, right after they match, Tully Blanchard cuts a promo with talking to Alex Marvez, and he calls out. He said, he talked to Tony Khan, and he said, next week I'm booking a matchup with Shawn Spears versus Darby Allin. I mean, just randomly out the woodwork. I said, so that's the next feud? So we're going Shawn Spears versus Darby Allin. But Tully Blanchard says, yeah, and if Sting comes out there, I want a piece of him. Okay, wait a minute. So you telling me we finna get Sting versus Tully Blanchard? Uh, I don't know about that. I don't know. It's called a pause. Calls a pause on that. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we jump ship. You know, whew, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. I told you about the pacing. I told you about how pacing is the key for AEW success. You got to pace everything right. And for like 70% of the show, pacing has been great, but at the other 30%, I feel like it's been off. I feel like certain segments shouldn't have happened after what certain segments. Like, I think things were out of order. That's just me. Now this segment, Sammy Guevara brought back his cue cards doing the picture by picture. Now, you know, like I said, it's always hard trying to see what's going on in the picture by picture. But for this, I did my best to try to pay attention to what he was saying. He talked about we had an outstanding summer. Some of the days of summer are coming to a close. He talked about how the inner circle ain't going nowhere. Jericho he beat MJFs. Um, he talked about it in Pittsburgh. What did he say happened in Pittsburgh? Oh, his boy Fuego got signed, and he also said in Houston, he said his lady proposed. I mean, he proposed to his lady, and she said yes. And he said that in a circle, he said things are coming. He said things are looking up, and it was perfect. The cue cards is great. The cue card thing is great. That is Sammy all day. That cue card thing that's amazing. That was one of the best things they ever decided to let Sammy Guevara come up with, because I like it. That was great. Excellent. Then we got in the back. Varsity Blondes in the locker room. My man Griff Garrison been knocked out. I don't know if he got busted open, but sure did have a bag of ice on his face. Brian Pillman Jr. was upset, and he called MJ out. He talked to Tony Khan, and the matchup is set at Arthur Ridge Stadium, which is, you know, the New York show, September the 22nd. He is challenging MJF. The crowd went nuts. It went crazy. And then right when he said that, the Acclaim walked up and the crowd went nuts. I told y'all, man, and look at Anthony Bowens, my man Platinum Max Caster. They are over. My man Max just got back from his sensitivity training. Man, he said, hey, since you say you want to match with a so-called Max, how about you tangle up with me this Friday on Rampage? And the crowd went nuts. Now, man, look, you know who got to win. You know Pillman has to win. He has to win. Boy, I would love to see I would love to see Basscastle win, but you know he can't, because you know, Brian has to get built up. You know, see, this is what I want. This is exactly what I wanted for somebody like a Lee Johnson. You know, to be built up before he got his matchup with Miro. You know what I mean? But hey, this is great. He walked up. Him and Anthony walked up, threw the bags of ice at him, and walked off. And they was ticked off. I said they've been having a great feud on Dark. Now we bring it over, and now they get to be on Rampage. Think about it. My man was punished for quote unquote for offending folk. Now he already on Rampage. Look at that, man. That's great. Caster versus Pillman Jr. I'm looking forward to this match because the two of them got great. They got great chemistry. So I know the match will be off the chain. You know it. So Tony Schiavone is in the ring, and he calls out the Elite. The Elite come down, and Don Callis celebrates with Kenny and the crew that the PWI 500 came out saying that Kenny Omega was the #1 wrestler of all time. And he talked about how the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team, even though their titles were stolen from them. But they got somebody, they got help. Let's introduce to you the newest member of the Elite. And that's when Adam Cole came out. Crowd went nuts. Crowd went crazy. Came out. He said, hey, it's story time with Adam Cole. Look, Adam Cole is gold on the mic. He's another. Listen, man. Y'all know me. I said it. I told y'all that I wasn't really a fan of Adam Cole, but I'm telling you right now, man, I cannot hate on greatness. I can't hate on. I just can't, man. The man delivers. The man, he's an excellent promo. The man he always gives you great matches. Even though some of the matches he be in, you know, like I said, I respect what him and Kyle O'Reilly was able to do. But I think after the first match, I kind of was done with it. But now he said he's here. He's joined the best wrestling company on the planet. He said, I'm here. This is where professional wrestling lives. He ain't lying because WWE ain't doing that. WWE is a media company. They sure don't give a crap about wrestling. So I mean, was there any lies detected? No, none whatsoever. He spoke the truth. Then he said, "But I got a bone to pick," and that's when he looked directly at Schiavone. We all know Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone are tight. Adam Cole is on heel mode, even though he's on heel mode anyway because he's with the Elite. He's really on heel mode now. He told Tony Schiavone, "If you ever touch my lady ever again or say anything to her, I'm going to whoop your behind. You geek, you nerd, get out our ring. This is our ring. We're running the show." I said this, well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. I told you, Britt Baker's over like a face, even though she a heel. If Britt Baker really want to be a heel, she better follow along what Mr. Adam Cole did to Tony Schiavone. She gonna have to turn on. I know she a heel already, but you can't be tight with Mr. Tony Schiavone and you a heel. You can't. So she gonna have to follow suit because you know Tony ain't leaving her alone. He told her to leave her alone. He said, "You stay the heck away from my girl, man. Stay the heck away from her. I'm gonna beat your behind." Look at him, right on schedule. He is doing his heel role. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Hey, I ain't got no problem with it. I'm like, it just make me feel bad for Tony Schiavone that he got treated, but Tony Schiavone should know better. You know you're in the ring with a bunch of goofs. You're in the ring with a bunch of clowns that don't give a rat's behind about you, so you know what's coming. So then that's when Kenny Omega hopped back on the phone. He got back in. Young Buck said, what they you know, you look at him, let me tell you something. I think that was Nick. Nick looked goofy as heck with that nose ring chain. That boy looked goofy as possible. I said, man, they are some clowns, all of them. Every one of them. Cutler, the Good Brothers, Don the Clown, all of them. They're just silly. So Kenny Omega said, it's great. The greatest faction is together. We're all here. My best friend, we're all here. Everybody's here. But I'm going to tell you something. I hate interruptions. I hate them. And that's where we go. And as soon as he was about to call the man's name out, that's when Mr. Bryan Danielson arrives. He comes out. The music goes off. And he talked about, yeah, what you want, man? What you going to do? You ain't going to do nothing. He said, listen, folks, does everybody want to see me and Kenny Omega tangle it up? The crowd went crazy. And they was also doing the yes chants, you know. So as soon, before then, Kenny Omega basically told everybody, the Elite Brethren, to get out the ring because he wanted this ring to be just between him and Daniel Bryan. Listen, I want to see this match because I know this match is gonna bang. This match gonna bang. I know it's gonna bang. You got two excellent wrestlers that's about to tear it up. They teased it, and so let me tell you something. Bryan Danielson almost said what MJF be saying. I'm better than you, and you know it. He came close to saying it. He said, I'm better than you'll ever be, or something like that. And as soon as he said that, he hopped on the man and put him in the submission mode. And that's when the Elite hopped in the ring. They started beating the brakes off of Daniel Bryan. My bad. Oh my goodness, I got to get used to saying his real name. Bryan Danielson got beat up so bad that he got beat out of his shoe. Then that's when the Jungle Express, Christian, Marco Stunt, they ran out there to try to do something. And then Frankie Kazarian came out the woodwork to help him. And so all the Elite ran out the ring. The only one that was left in the ring was Brandon Cutler. And Brandon Cutler was left in the ring. And that's when the whole crowd was like, you effed up, you know. Then that's when Bryan Danielson did his move on him. And that was the end of that, man. That was it. And so after that, they all was standing tall in the ring. So they teasing. They let you know we getting Bryan versus Kenny Omega, and more than likely, if my man ain't coming back, if Heyman is not in back in the next 2 weeks, that's the matchup we getting at Ultra Red Stadium. It will be Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan. And during the commercial break, they talked about all the matchups that's going to take place. Adam Cole said that he's going to have his debut match because he said, I'm the best wrestler around. And I'm going to show everybody exactly why I'm the best wrestler around. Next week, Adam Cole will tangle up with Frankie Kazarian. That is a great first opener because Frankie Kazarian is a great wrestler. Listen, man, I really don't talk too much about Frankie Kazarian, but he is a very underrated wrestler. So him and Adam Cole is something that I've never seen this matchup. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the two of them match up. I really am. They also went over what else is about to take place on Dynamite. We getting Layla Hirsch versus Jade Cargill. Folks, let me tell you something. This is about to be Jade Cargill's coming out party because Layla Hirsch is a professional wrestler. She might be small, but that girl can wrestle her tail off. So Jade, we know where Jade is. We know she can do certain things because we know Jade is just getting her feet wet. Everybody and their mama's mama know that Jade Cargill want to be the best that she can be. She wants to be as her saying is, which I won't say because I told you I got too much respect for women. I call her, she is that woman. Jade got a huge opportunity to showcase why and what she's been learning this long she's been there. Because a lot of people want to get behind her. We know we got the people that just want to hate. But there's a lot of people that want to get behind Jade Cargill, especially us. You know we going to get behind her. Layla Hirsch, man, this is an awesome match, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this matchup. So the card on Dynamite, Darby Allin is taking place. He's going to address what what's the name said, what Tully Blanchard said, but I think they also said that he was going to be wrestling somebody. We getting that 6-woman tag team match, and then we getting, oh my bad, Pac versus Andrade. That is the matchup. We've been wanting to see this matchup for a long time. Andrade, a lot of fans are doubting you. Andrade been kind of complaining a lot as of late. It was a tweet that went out. Somebody said, "Yo, Andrade, looks like you really ain't. You know, they've been kind of missing the bag. They've been fumbling the bag with you on Dynamite." And he kind of liked it. Well, he didn't kind of like it. He did like it. And I'm like, bro, you just got that, man. You not, you is a good component, but you ain't really on Kenny and them level as you think you are. So I will pump the brakes. I mean, bro, look, Pac's travel restrictions. Listen, how does AEW have any control of that? They have no control of that. So, you can't be upset about that, We getting that matchup. They better go hard, man. I know what Pac brings to the table. I'm like, this is the match that's going to determine how far Andrade goes. I'm serious. This is the match that is going to determine it. It's going to determine how far Andrade goes in AEW. This fool been complaining. He been complaining and he been complaining. I'm like, this ain't WWE no more, man. This ain't no WWE no more. So we'll see. That's the matchup that's taking place this Friday on Rampage. Excuse me. Now, we got this matchup. Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki. The crowd was, let me tell y'all something. I think they messed up Minoru Suzuki's intro. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Let me tell y'all something, man. They could have easily gave us a promo about Suzuki. They could have let us know, because there's a lot of us that don't know who Suzuki is. Shout out to my man Jeff, aka OTRS Central. The man said it. If you want to get more viewers on a new cat like Suzuki, why don't you give us a promo? That man is 1,000% correct. I can't agree more with him. Moxley come out, crowd singing Wild Thing, in his hometown. This matchup, let me be contrite with this matchup. This is one of the best main events. Now, it was brutal. It was very brutal because somewhere down the line, Moxley must have whacked this dude and he was bleeding from his eye real bad. Like, that was probably the spot of the whole match. fact that he hit that man so hard, bust him open, and then the crazy part was that man basically took his blood and he licked it. I said, that's some crazy stuff. Dude, crazy as the best, but 53 years old, crazy. Like I said, this for me personally, this wasn't the best main event. This wasn't. It was okay for what they was able to do. And see, this is also part of the managing time. This is also about the pacing that I'm talking about. This is also about what I've been saying. You got to pace yourself. You had to figure out what we're gonna showcase. Make up your mind what you're gonna put on there, and then showcase it so that everything can be presented like it's supposed to be presented. This wasn't it. It was okay for what it was, but it wasn't it. I'm telling you, it was not. I was expecting more, and I really didn't. Suzuki, after he got busted open, Moxley did his move. Paradigm shift. 1, 2, 3. Match over. Let me tell y'all something. Another thing about this episode that was he was muchly missed was my man Excalibur. Excalibur was missed. I don't know where the heck X was. They didn't say what happened to him. We'll probably figure out tomorrow what happened to X. He was a no-show. I don't know what happened to that man. I pray all is well with him. Hope everything is going on. Ain't nothing bad happened or nothing, but he was nowhere in sight. And I think his presence was missed. It was missed heavy. So that's why they kind of threw Taz in there. Taz was on commentary majority of the show outside of the segment where he did with CM Punk. But Excalibur is a key component for AEW. I did not realize that until when he was missed from the situation that he got suspended for. We all know why he got suspended. He had to take time off. I did a whole video on that situation. I'm not going to go into details on it. If you want to know, go and look at my archives and see exactly what I'm talking about. Excalibur's presence was missed heavy. And I feel like Tony and JR kind of was off cue. They was off cue like throughout the entire show. So commentary kind of failed today. Outside of that, that was basically my only complaints about the show. I still think it was a very good show. I think it was better than okay, but I think it's about the pacing. Pacing matters. Pacing matters. And this is something that I think they're going to have to really work on moving forward. This is a brand new season in AEW. New characters are being birthed. Cats are being, positioned right. Shout out to everybody that was talking about black wrestling draws. I mean, look what happened with Swole and Diamante yesterday. That match was great on Dark. I'm very happy with seeing more. I mean, we was heavily featured on this show. It's not even a question. Our presence was felt on this show. I hope Black Wrestling Twitter was happy because our presence was felt big on this show. Big. I'm telling you. But it's all about the pacing. You got to get the pacing down, fat. I'm not, like I said, I know a lot of people gonna think I'm taking shots. I'm not taking shots. I want AEW to get to a point where we have because think about this. When you come straight off a pay-per-view, you want that episode to come straight off a pay-per-view to be outstanding, great. You don't, I mean, and you're not gonna have everything great about the episode, but you want everything to be off the chain. Now listen, I'm ready for the next episode. I told you, I can take a dump on AEW and be excited for the next episode because I'm a realist. I keeps it real. I don't want to sit up here and be like everything was off the chain and there was no flaws. No, I don't work like that. I give you the good, I give you the bad, and I give you what really makes absolutely no sense. But outside of that, man, I'm happy with what they did. I'm happy that we were showcased because that's what I want. I'm serious. I really want it, and I'm happy that they are doing it. I can't wait to Rampage. I'm ready for Rampage. Hopefully Rampage is a little bit better. But outside of that, man, that's all I really had to say. Hit the comment section up. Tell me what y'all felt about the show. Y'all thought the show was outstanding. Or you like me, you thought it was some issues that they need to handle. Like I said, it was about the pacing, no X. That's it, man. I really ain't got nothing else to say. I've been talking for a little bit. But man, look, hey, it's only the beginning. AEW is just growing. They're getting better and better at the moment. They got issues that they got to work out, and I hope they get them issues worked out. This your boy Caseyville King 7 Life Wrestling Takes. I'm gone. Y'all forgive me. I forgot to mention the matchup that has been announced for the other matchup that's been announced for Alter Red Stadium. We're getting Cody versus Malachi Part 2. Now, I wish they didn't announce that. I wish next week Malachi would have spoke about destroying everybody in the factory, in Cody's factory. And then Cody come back. Then Cody say, I want you at the Alter Red Stadium. I would have been cool with that. The fact that they did that and automatically announced it. Now, I can say, even if they would have did it my way, I still want Malachi to beat the brakes off of him. Cody Rhodes has absolutely no business beating him. None. No business. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care what Cody Rhodes fans have to say. Malachi Black must destroy him again. Make the match decent, but destroy him again. That's it. Like I said, I was supposed to put it in there, so just another little extra. All right, I'm gone.